This monitor is the best 4K gaming screen I've ever used, period. But let me explain why. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've been running this ASUS ROG Strix XG32UCG for about 3 months now, mostly for late-night Valorant sessions and the occasional single-player RPG where I want every shadow and texture to pop. The first thing that hits you is the screen real estate. At 31.5 inches, it's big enough to feel immersive without being so wide that you're craning your neck. The 4K resolution keeps everything razor-sharp, so text in menus stays readable and distant foliage in open-world games doesn't turn into a blurry mess. I've got it paired with an RTX 4080, and even in demanding titles like Cyberpunk 2077 with RT Overdrive, the frame rate stays smooth thanks to the display stream compression that keeps the signal clean without noticeable artifacts. The HDR experience is what really surprised me. The monitor uses a full-array local dimming backlight with 1152 zones, so when a spaceship engine lights up in Starfield, the bloom around the cockpit feels natural instead of washed out. I've seen cheaper monitors where the backlight blooms so badly that a bright window in a game turns into a glowing blob, but this one keeps the contrast tight. Peak brightness hits around 600 nits, which is bright enough for daytime use if you angle it away from direct sunlight. Gaming features are where this panel truly shines. It's got a 144Hz refresh rate at 4K, which is still rare outside of 16:9 ultrawide territory. I've got it running over DisplayPort with DSC enabled, so I'm not locked into 98Hz or some weird half-step. The response time is 0.1 milliseconds GTG, so fast-paced shooters feel responsive, and the ELMB sync keeps ghosting at bay when I'm not in a competitive title. There's also a built-in KVM switch that lets me toggle between my gaming PC and work laptop with a single button press, huge for streamers who need to switch sources quickly without swapping cables. Ergonomics are solid too. The stand gives you height, tilt, swivel, and even a small amount of pivot if you like reading documents in portrait mode. Cable management is decent. The base has a little channel on the back that hides power and signal cables out of sight. The OSD is controlled by a joystick on the back edge, which takes a little getting used to, but once you memorize the layout it's faster than fiddling with tiny buttons. I've also been using it for content creation. The factory calibration comes surprisingly close to sRGB out of the box. Delta E is around 2.1, so if you're editing photos or videos, you won't spend hours tweaking color settings. Adobe RGB and DCI-P3 coverage are both strong, so it handles wide gamut workflows without looking oversaturated. I've exported a few short films to YouTube and the colors hold up once they're compressed, which isn't always the case with cheaper panels. Build quality feels premium. The bezel is super thin, the back panel is mostly metal, and the RGB lighting on the back is tasteful, nothing garish, just a subtle glow that doesn't distract during gameplay. The power brick is external, which is a small annoyance if you're trying to keep your desk tidy, but at least it's not some brick the size of a lunchbox. Now, it's not perfect. The biggest quirk is the power-saving mode. If you let the monitor sit idle for too long, it can take a full 3 seconds to wake up when you move the mouse, which is annoying if you're used to instant-on displays. Also, the included DisplayPort cable is only rated for 1.4, so if you want to run 4K at 144Hz without DSC you'll need to upgrade to a certified 2.1 cable, something to budget for if you don't already have one. The price tag is steep, but when you factor in the 4K resolution, 144Hz refresh, solid HDR, and the KVM switch, it competes more with ultra-wide setups than traditional 16:9 monitors. If you're serious about high-refresh 4K gaming or color-critical work, this is one of the few monitors that actually delivers on both fronts without compromise. If you're on the fence, the link is below. Grab it if you want a no-compromise 4K gaming display that handles both fast action and color accuracy without breaking a sweat.